Today, computer viruses and other malicious software are no longer written by hobbyist hackers seeking fame and glory among their peers. Most of them are written by professional criminals who are making millions with their attacks. These criminals want access to your computer, your PayPal passwords, and your credit card numbers. There are several types of cybercrimes, and I will introduce some of these common attacks. Firstly, let's talk about malware attack. Malware is a term used to describe malicious software, including spyware, ransomware, viruses, and worms. Malware breaches a network through a vulnerability. Typically when a user clicks a dangerous link or email attachment that then installs risky software. Secondly, phishing. Phishing is the practice of sending fraudulent communications that appear to come from a reputable source, usually through email. The goal is to steal sensitive data, like credit card and login information, or to install malware on the victim's machine. Next, will be man-in-the-middle attack. Man-in-the-middle attacks, also known as eavesdropping attacks, occur when attackers insert themselves into a two-party transaction. Once the attackers interrupt the traffic, they can filter and steal data. So now, do you still feel safe when you are in the online world? So what is the impact of being hacked? Firstly, you will face data lose and breach. Victims' files or data will lose because of the attack by the hacker. The files in the computer may corrupted due to viruses. The important data inside the computer, server, company or agency will be breached, and this may affect many users' personal data being accessed and exposed to the other parties. Next, now you will face financial damage. The financial losses incurred by the victims of cybercrime can be anything from a few hundred to over 100,000. The victims lost their money due to the online theft, such as man-in-the-middle attack, are uncountable. Besides, they also need to spend expenses to incur themselves to fix the problems and prevent future cybercrimes. Lastly, the most serious impact is victims will fear the consequences long after the offense. When the victim's data being exposed and spread online, those data will be widely disseminated at an enormous rate, being visible to a practically unlimited group of people. Victims can be terrified that this will happen long after the original offense, even if the perpetrator has been successfully convicted. The victims will also withdraw themselves from social or getting social anxiety. They will lose their confidence and reduce in self-esteem. More of the negatives affect in a more serious case on the victims because of the pressure are eating disorder, sleep disorder, self-harm and suicide tendencies. Now, do you still think being attacked or hacked is nothing serious? Please take alert on it. And also some awareness to prevent being attacked or hacked. So now, let's talk about the awareness on the cybercrimes. First and foremost, we need to avoid password promiscuity. Protect your accounts with strong, unique passwords that use a combination of at least 10 upper and lowercase letters, symbols and numbers to help keep the bad guys at bay. Make it difficult for attackers to access your information by changing your passwords every 3 months and not reusing passwords for multiple accounts. That way, if a cybercriminal gets your password, they can't compromise all of your accounts. Next, don't go on a phishing expedition. Think twice before opening unsolicited messages or attachments, particularly from people you don't know, or clicking on random links. Next, be in control when online. Entrust your devices to security or antivirus software to help protect you against the latest threats. And also make sure your software is always updated to the newest version. Protect all your devices with a robust, multi-platform solution, like Norton Security. Last but not least, know the ins and outs of public Wi-Fi networks. Accessing personal information on unprotected public Wi-Fi is like broadcasting your entire screen on TV. Everything you do on a website or through an app could potentially be exposed. You need to avoid anything that involves sharing your personal information when using public Wi-Fi network. In conclusion, cyber attack and cybercriminals gives a big impact to the victims in various aspects. So now, it's time for you to take awareness on your data and network security.